Going on, gang? It's been a while, man. Over here stuck in traffic. Well, it ain't too bad, but you know, the ATL traffic, man. But nah, man. Decided to doggone talk about that real and the fake. You know, you got to choose sides, man. You know, shoot, I don't know how strong your cutoff game is, but you know, shoot, we at an age. You know, the age in which we live in, the time in which we live in, shoot, you're going to have to pick a side, man. You know what I mean? When I say pick a side, shoot, are you working for the spirit of the Satan? Are you working for the spirit of the Most High? Right now, you know, shoot, a lot of people playing both sides, man. And like I say, man, you know, this duality, some, some trying to maintain balance, but, you know, what sparked this whole, you know, outside of me being stuck in traffic, but, you know, what sparked this whole conversation that I'm having is, I noticed just the other day, right? Trick Daddy and Luke, they came for like NDRE, you know. NDRE was talking about how the women, basically reducing themselves, you know, degradation, you know what I'm saying, degrading themselves, and just, you know, overall, like, you don't have to make that type of music, you know what I'm saying, to be successful. And I don't remember her calling any names, but they took it as, you know, hey, he was coming for, you know, the Young Miami chick that's with the City Girls, and you know, they trying to that's their way of protecting one of their own, or just, you know, securing their bag. Meaning she from Miami, she allowed us to get on the record, you know what I'm saying? So we still got a chick coming in. They not saying that, but that's what I know. You know what I'm saying? Because you got Trick, over 50 years old, man. Trick in his 50s. Luke, Uncle Luke is in his 60s. And so to hear grown men still try and glorify negativity or genocide or degradation, you know what I'm saying? Degradation, you know, it's like, that's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy because, you know, you go to talking like you got some sense the older you get through your life experience and things you done had to overcome, and through maturity. And then you really get to the point to find out, man, some people will never reach maturity, man. They'll never reach maturity, you know. And some people, they get it late, you know what I'm saying? But some people will never get it, you know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. And so a lot of times, you know, I come off preacher, man. I even have family members like, man, nah, man, the nieces and nephews, you know, they don't like to come around you, you know, you be talking this, you be talking that. It's like you going in on us, like you going in on the women. So we live in that much of a sensitive time where if you go to talking that truth, or you go to talking what's real, people take it as though you coming for them, you know, because how the saying go? A hit dog a holler, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it don't even matter, you know, how much you got somebody's back, whether it's financially, whether you just doggone, you know, being genuine, that don't even matter, man. It's like you gotta cut certain people off that's tainted and poison, man. Man, I got, when I say people, I'm not talking about nobody in like specifically. I'm talking about like people, like more than several people who would call and they know to come to me for money. Now, mind you, I'm not no six-figure brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here doggone trapping. I'm out here working like the next man. I'm out here working like the next woman. But people still could, you know, look and say, you know what, he responsible, or he got his ish together, or him and his wife as a unit, because man and woman is the ultimate combination. It's nowhere a person can look at me and say he's doing good because he got a woman. Then where's your woman? It's no way somebody can look at me and say, you know, she's doing good because she got a husband. Then where's your husband? You understand what I'm saying? You gotta be held accountable. So, you know, it's a lot of people out here, man. It was a point in time where it's like, you know, shoot, I have, you know, a Suburban, a truck, a car, 2 cars, a Suburban, a truck. That's four whips, dependable whips, right? Hey, look, I see that your doggone whip is down. Here you go. Here, you can hold mine. I'm talking about several people out on here. You can hold my truck. Here, you can hold my car. Here, you want to take the Suburban? Like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, and never ask for one dime. Never ask for one dime. People don't call my phone, hey, can you co-sign for me? Can you? Nah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not co-signing. Like, I'm not co-signing for nobody. If you're not my wife or my children, I'm not co-signing for nobody. Cause like I say, again, I know how to make great decisions. I'm that level smart. You know, A's and B's, doing homework, participation. All right, you got me there. You know what I'm saying? But real life, from my experience and all of what I've been through, I know how to make great decisions. I got people in my family sitting there thinking my wife bought my house. When, you know, for the first 5-6 years, my name is the only one on the deed. Right? And so it's that type of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? People doggone, you know, like, again, man, when you'll find out, when you look out for people and you do something good for people, it's like, hey, man, you're a real one. You're a real one. I rock with you. I rock with you. The one time when you don't, motherfuckers will cut you off. So, you know, once you find out people are that away, man, shoot, you got to strengthen your cutoff game. And again, you know, all of this comes from this, you know, lack of maturity, man. You know, when people not on the same wavelength as you, shoot, you know, you can feed them with a long-handled spoon. You can love them from afar. You know what I'm saying? But like I said in the beginning of the video, you got to know how to pick and choose, because you got a lot of people saying, man, I'm for God. But then when you look at their actions, man, these people are for the devil, man. They are for evil. You know what I'm saying? They gonna promote poison. They gonna promote genocide. They gonna degrade the women. Our community is taking a hit. If you talk about black on black crime, you know what I'm saying? And what we need to do to fix it, what we need to do to strengthen our communities, what we need to do as a people, they gonna look at you funny. Now, the minute doggone somebody outside the race do something one up, they gonna kick and scream. They gonna play victim. You ain't supposed to call out nothing we do as a black people. You know what I'm saying? The minute you do it, it's like you're Uncle Tom, or you're Sambo. You know what I'm saying? Or you are, you know, coon. You're not supposed to say nothing when we doing wrong to each other, and when you and us trying to doggone figure out our situation. And when you speak to the plight of black people and our females, you're not supposed to say nothing. You're not supposed to say nothing. And people don't, they'll get mad at you. You know, you hear females, man, like, you know, oh man, white girls are wearing cornrows. They trying to steal our African doggone culture. They trying to steal our African culture. But then you turn around, they wearing weave, straight as doggone Indian hair. They wearing blonde weaves. But then to talk about other people rocking braids. Meanwhile, they looking just like the doggone the European. They getting their nails done by the doggone Koreans, getting their hair done by the Europeans. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much. Like my girl Lauren Hill said, nails by the Koreans, doggone hair from the Europeans. And then when you say something, they'll get mad. Talk about a lot of makeup and how guys like originality, they will get mad. You don't supposed to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so right now, you know, everybody, oh man, black women so fine, black women so fine. Yes, indeed. Black women are fine. Black women, they're original, they strong, and I get that part. That's very true. But we living in a time where black women doggone buying butts. It was a point in time, they, you know, like I say, they all thick and fine, but now they buying breasts. Now they buying doggone butt shots. And then when you say something, they get mad. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's true. They free now than ever before, socially, sexually, and they just want to do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And if you say something about masculinity, like, yo, you masculine as hell. Every time you look around, you growling it. Like you like a female pit bull, like a female pit bull in heat. What the, like, when it come to womanhood, you have to learn to be emotionally mature. You got to know when to cut it off. It ain't about you getting no last word. You not louder than the man. And you damn sure not stronger than the real man. They would not respect that to save their life. They want the last word. They want to be right, and you not supposed to say nothing. So again, man, when it come to picking sides and when it come to that cutoff game, you got to look, and once you identify, you know, evil for what it is, it's like you just got to do your best to say, you know what, no, I ain't taking that route. You know what I mean? I'm not taking that route. I'm gonna move another way. You know what I'm saying? And so that's all part of it. Like I said, I'm not gonna make this long, man. I'm about to get off on my exit. Traffic wasn't as bad as I thought, but also, man, like I say, when you grow up a certain way and then you struggle, or you know your struggle was, you know, you deem your struggle to be real, and it show through how you living. Most folks wanted to doggone not live in the projects. Most folks didn't want to live in the ghetto. They wanted to make it out. Right now, back to the words of the late great Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Tupac say, man, when I say I live a thug life, baby, to the people who live the thug life, they feel where he coming from. To the ones who didn't live thug life, eventually they'll try to drop down the thug life because it seems glorious. So in other words, people who come from the hood, they want out of the hood. They want better. And so that's what they thrive for. That's what they strive and thrive for. You know what I'm saying? To the ones who don't come from that life, eventually they'll drop down to it. And that's what we witnessing out here. You got people who come from middle class America, you know what I'm saying, suburbia, and they out here, they want to be like the thugs. If they were thugs, or if they saw thugs wearing a bunch of tattoos, they want to wear a bunch of tattoos. If the thug was walking around packing and had a pistol, they now want to do it. You know, if they thought the thug or the bad guy would doggone shoot for just, you know, unalive somebody, they out here just reckless, and they out here just moving how they think the bad guy would move. And in actuality, who they deem as the bad guy and the thug, it's just wanted a better way of life and wanted to, you know what I'm saying, wanted to survive his or her conditions. And so this is what we up against, man. This is what we up against. And last but not least, personally for myself, I'm trying to get as far away as I can from it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to glorify no streets. If y'all hear me listening to some rap music in my truck, you know what I'm saying? It's to keep my energy up. You know what I'm saying? I run to a lot of rap music. You know what I'm saying? And I got laid back music. I got rock and roll music. And the one that's going to have me, you know, zoned out, you know, while I'm running. You know what I'm saying? Because it's therapy for me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't run with music. But like I say, I ain't finna make this about me. I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to tell you what it comes down to when it comes to this negativity and positivity. When it comes to the God and the devil. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell you about. When it comes to how people live and people who don't know how to make good decisions, you know what I'm saying? Nah, nobody want to be around that. Nobody don't want to be around somebody that's fake and mooching and, hey, yeah, I rock with you. Yeah, when you can get something, when it's convenient, yeah, you'll want somebody, you know, like myself on the team because like he got his stuff together. We may need him one day. But then in real life, out of everybody, you know, who said they was for me, who done wore my shoes, who done borrowed money, who done borrowed one of my whips, who done borrowed my time, who done took game from me, and they know they like deep inside don't rock with me, shit, boy, hey, again, I ain't got to be ratchet and say F you, but what I can do is say, hey, look, man, I wish you the best, and I can stay out of the way. That's just out of maturity. That's out of respect because, like I say, you know, ain't no sense of, you know, going ratchet mode. You know what I'm saying? Not at my age. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no sense of doing nothing stupid. Not if you know it, you know any better. You know what I'm saying? So the cutoff game is real, man. You ain't for me. You ain't on my level. You ain't trying to go in the direction in which I'm moving. Then, you know, it's like, nah, let me go and stay positive and be around the ones who genuinely love me. You know, the ones who like-minded. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, everybody want to be loved. You know, me as a man and the type of man I am, you cannot love me if you don't respect me. If you don't respect me, there's no way you can tell me you love me. It's no way. No way. And I know I said last but not least, but I'm fixing to like for real wrap it up. Like I say, man, I would, you know, anybody who's watching, I would say make great decisions. And when it comes to this duality in which we live, up, down, left, right, God, the devil, you know, the yin to the yang, do or die. You know what I'm saying? Kill or be killed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when it comes to this duality, you know, you're gonna have to pick a side, man, because a lot of people they deceiving and they'll trick you. You know what I mean? They'll say they for God, but then when you look at their ways and their actions and the decisions they make, then they that of the devil. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I say, when it come to respect, when it come to communication, if you lack communication and like I say, and you're not respectful, then it's kind of like, hey, that's all well and good, man. Just stay over there. You know what I'm saying? Stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't put me in no position where I have to, you know, where I have to clown. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, that's just, you know, that's it in a nutshell, guys. Meaning, you know, at a certain age, when you reach maturity, you're gonna have to pick and choose. You know, if you know, want a better life for yourself, and you know right from wrong, then you got to make those decisions. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be certain people who you think love you, and you think you and that you have love for, that's not for you, and you're gonna find out. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody that you deem to be on your team is not really like-minded and on that path you on. So, like I say, be watchful, and you know, it's time to make that. You gotta make a choice. You know what I mean? You know, it's not your circumstances that get you. You know what I'm saying? But making poor choices, that would take you out the game. For real. So beware. All right, guys, I'm back, man. I'm gonna make it probably like an even 25 minutes, no more than 30 minutes, man. But this is to be continue to the cutoff game, you know. So, like I started the video earlier, man. I was watching Trick Daddy and Uncle Luke kind of take their shots at NDRE, man, and it just, you know, it just triggered something in me to see that certain guys I grew up looking up to, clearly I done grown and reached a certain maturity, because, like I say, this is about picking sides. So when I say picking sides, I don't care if it's classmates, family members, friends, next door neighbors, church members, whoever you're around, man. It's like we down to the wire. You're gonna have to pick a side. And when I say pick a side, meaning you got people saying they for God, but they really for the devil. You got people saying they for God, but they really for the devil. You know what I'm saying? And so you got people, you know, who look like you, and like the saying goes, all skin ain't kin. You know, so you're looking at these people and it's like, okay, they street, they hood. And so many people have glorified this whole street and this hood mentality that, you know, we losing out here. And when I say losing, we losing as a race, we losing as a people, and a lot of our youngsters are out here dropping because of it, and what we're glorifying and what we're doing, and we are to blame, and we have to take some accountability. A lot of our women are completely out of control. They're not exempt. A lot of the youth out of control. A lot of us out of control. Like I say, ain't nobody exempt. You know what I'm saying? The real men have to stand up. The real men have to be the head and run a household. Right now, when I say we got masculine women out here, they normalizing it. They are normalizing it. In other words, if you a man and you seeking a wife, what man just goes out looking for a masculine woman unless he into, how do I say it, masculine things? You know what I mean? Most masculine men want a feminine woman. You know what I'm saying? Opposite attract. You know, most feminine women want a masculine man. And so to see as many masculine women, especially in the black community, that's a red flag. Something is wrong, and we just keep overlooking it. The minute you go to speak into it, people get mad. People get mad. Because the truth of the matter is, females want to say and do whatever they want to do. If I want to wear fake hair because I'm programmed, they make up every excuse. I want to do the fake hair because it's easy to deal with. I'm going to strap on the wig. I'm going to wear a wig because it's easy to deal with, and I can just, blah, 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 blah. That's programming. That's programming. The same way you can spruce up fake hair, you can spruce up your natural hair and set the example. But they won't do it out of programming. And when you say something about it, they get mad. When you say something about doggone being a feminine doggone woman to a man and letting your son grow up and see what being a feminine woman is all about, they disowning it. They don't want to do it. They don't want to be feminine. If a bunch of men walked around here feminine, like how these women walking around masculine, you know what they'll say about us? He part of the alphabet community. He gay. That's what they'll say about real men if we walked around feminine like how they walking around masculine. But we normalizing it. And then I'm going to just give a quick analogy, a quick example on that little slick stuff. Because they used to do that on TV, you know what I mean? We're going to put men in dresses, and then we're going to make it funny, we're going to make it comedy, and people laugh at it. But then that was a way for them to usher it in, you know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with the women. Back in the day, a dude can sit in front of the tube, right? A TV, right? Sit in front of the tube, right? And watch the game all day. Football, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball. Female will sit back, long as her man at home, she'll bring him a sandwich, bring him a drink. He enjoying the game. He probably invite the neighbor over or some of the boys over or whatever the case may be. Now, this day and age, that female is right there in front of the TV. She knows just as much as the plays, the stats of the players. She's screaming at the TV just as much as the man. And this has become, like, it's normalized now. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. Women was out shopping. They was talking about drapes, curtains, talking about redoing the kitchen, a bathroom. They not like that anymore. And it's sneaking right on in, and we don't even see it, and we ain't even addressing it. So when you're a guy like me, and you addressing the females about all of what's going on, and this new female that's coming off of assembly line, but they get mad. They don't like me. I'm the arch enemy because they want to be able to say and do whatever the hell they want to do. And then when I acknowledge it and I see it for what it is, they don't like it. They don't like it because you shame the devil when you tell the truth. If you go to talking about how they want their cake and eat it too, and how they don't want to be held accountable, they'll go out. I'm going to go out. I'm going to date this guy. I'm going to go and lose my virginity to this guy because he cute, or I just want to come up off with like a female dog and heat. And then it's convenient for me because it's a time and place, and that's what we call get lucky. That's the real get lucky. You know what I'm saying? Females will go out and make the doggone craziest decisions, right? They'll go out and make the craziest decision, right? But they're going to want to pass. They'll go out and make 1 baby, 2 babies, 3 babies. By the time they do that with about 2 or 3 different baby daddies, now they want a real man. I want a real man who's going to be loyal, monogamous. You don't supposed to say that. They're going to get mad because it's like you raining on their parade. They want to find the next beta man, a.k.a. beta/simp, you know what I'm saying? And that they can be able to call the shots and then be able to run him. And then, you know what I'm saying? When you go to speak into that situation, but they don't like you. They don't like you. It's like you messing up their plate. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go out, do what I want to do. I'm going to make these doggone decisions. And then doggone, I don't want nobody getting in my way. And then like that's the time we live in. You know what I'm saying? But back to picking sides. And like I said, and all of this tied right back into picking sides. Because what happens is, when you see how people move, man, people get up under you. They'll see what you got. They'll see how you move. And they see how you think. And they'll keep you around for that reason. Kind of like what I told y'all. Erykah Badu said it best. Folks see in your face, you're a superstar. People hang around because of who you are. You get a lot of love because of what you got. They say they're happy for you, but they're really not. So you got to be careful. A lot of people, they go out here and they say, man, you're going to ask the average person, go and do your own personal survey. Say, hey, you believe in God? Majority of the people say, yeah, I believe in a higher power. Or yeah, I believe in God. Most people will tell you that. It's one thing to believe in God. It's another thing to obey. Now, am I saying I do everything right? Am I saying people supposed to do everything right? That's not what I'm saying. But when you making a conscious effort to say, you know what, I want to be better, you know what I'm saying? I want to learn more. I want to step my game up. I want to be a better version of myself as I have this human experience, and I want to step my game up. I don't want to eat all of the bad stuff that's bad for my body anymore. I want to be healthy. I want to work out. I want to read more books. I want understanding as well as overstanding and understanding. You know what I'm saying? So I can be able to live like have the quality of life. You know what I'm saying? You know, the quality of life that I live. You know, not to say that I'm gonna make it out alive, but I wanna better myself. Everybody ain't for that, man. Everybody ain't for that. So you need to be around like-minded people, and you need to make better decisions. And a lot of people, when they see you going down that path, subconsciously, they'll get in the way because the devil tucked inside. Evil spirit is tucked inside, and what happens is, if you don't bother people and you stay out of the way, what you'll find out is that bothers people. You stand out of the way saying, I'm not finna bother nobody. I'm finna fall back. I'm finna woosah. I'm finna doggone meditate. I'm finna move the way I move. You're gonna find out that bothers the people, man. You don't have to look. You can be out of the way. People gonna find a reason to say, man, you know what? I don't doggone mess with this person because of this. And these same very people can be the same very people you've always looked out for. The same very people you've always looked out for and did nothing but good things and made good decisions, you know what I'm saying, and support. The same very people, man, you turn around there, straight in your back. Straight in your back. The same very people you looked out for, you supported, you was positive, you gave them game, you know what I'm saying? The same very ones, he ain't do what I wanted them to do, and I ain't get my way this time, and then they'll get you. So you have to be careful out here, and that's why I say, man, ultimately, you have to pick a side. So this should put us around the 25-minute mark or the 30-minute mark. And then, man, thanks for bearing with me too, man. Like I say, man, I started vlogging, man. I'm up here at the plantation. Earlier, I was out hustling, you know what I'm saying? And so when it's on my mind, man, I say, you know, let me drop a jewel, you know what I'm saying, and put it out there, man. I don't know how many heartbeats I got left, but I just want to put it out there for y'all to either think about, or like I say, for people who are experiencing it themselves, you know what I'm saying? My final thoughts, man. Don't get caught up in colorism. A lot of what we facing out here in the world is class, you know, is dealing with classism. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people mix up racism with classism, and I'm not saying racism doesn't exist. That's not what I'm saying, but classism. So you got people, like I say, you got Mayweather. You got, I wouldn't even use Mayweather, but just think of somebody who got millions of dollars or done touched $1 billion. They're in a different tax bracket. So a lot of, like, the way they move, you probably won't be able to relate, you know, if you're in a different tax bracket. A lot of people look and think that you better, you know what I'm saying? You know, are you too good? You know what I'm saying? And they'll find a reason to just, you know, to hate you because it was always there. Jealousy and hate, you know, envy. It was always there. You know, they probably wanted your spot, you know what I'm saying? And now you done gave them a reason. So like I say, be careful out here. All skin is not kin. Everybody's not for you. Like-minded people rock with the like-minded people. Ain't got nothing to do with colorism. If you find somebody who's good at heart and somebody who's genuinely themselves, and you open-minded and you mature emotionally, and you know, then yeah, you know, find the like-minded people and rock out with those people. And then, like I say, you may not have a huge circle. You may have just a little dot, but like I say, maintain it. Stay focused, vigilant, stand guard at the mind of your door. And like I say, and be careful out here. You know what I'm saying? And watch for the backstabbers. Watch for the ones who saying they are, you know, positive and you know, and they on the same path. Like I say, it's deception. So like I say, it can be the same very ones you went to school with, the same very ones you went to church with, same very ones, you know, your neighbors, same very ones you grew up with. It can be family members. Don't let people just use that name. Like, people use that so loosely now. What's up, fam? What's going on, fam? You know, you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.